Becoming a yoga teacher has been one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done. And in this video, I'll share my top 10 teaching tips for new and aspiring teachers. Tip number one, don't worry about knowing it all. Especially not in the beginning, because a 200-hour training has to cover such a broad subject in such a short amount of time. And you're combining anatomy and sequencing and teaching and history and philosophy and all of the other things that you're probably just learning for the first time. So if you're coming out of it and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, don't worry, that's perfectly normal. That was my experience too. Schedule time in for regular study and slowly you'll start to feel more confident in your teaching and your knowledge. Number two, don't be afraid to say when you don't know something. One thing no one prepares you for is the questions that people will ask you that really should be directed to a medical professional. And these questions can really put you on the spot because as a teacher, you want to be able to respond, but it's important to remember that you're not always qualified to answer every question. Number three, keep your class sequences simple. Teaching classes is going to feel scary. It still does for me. And when you have cues to remember, a sequence, people to have your eye on, and you're moving around the room, there's already enough things to think about. So don't overcomplicate it for yourself, at least not in the beginning. Just focus on getting good at the basics and your creativity can come in time. But for now, save that. Just focus on getting good at the simple things. Number four, don't be attached to the class plan. I cannot tell you how many times I've turned up to teach and a student or a group of students have told me that they can't do this for this reason, they've got an injury and this, and I realize that I need to completely scrap my class plan and basically make it up in the moment. And this will happen to you. So it's a good skill to learn from the beginning, just to teach off the cuff or teach in the moment. Number five, question what you are saying. There are so many things that yoga teachers say that are really confusing to students. Sure, they make sense to us, they might sound good to us, but are they actually effective? Do they have the impact? And are they understood in the way that we think they are? They aren't. Most people really don't understand the things that we understand because we're so used to hearing them. And that's an important one to remember that I'll get onto at the end of the video. But for now, just remember to question the things that you're saying and ask yourself, would this make sense to a complete beginner? Better yet, would this make sense to a 6-year-old? Because I find that is a really great way to gauge how well your communication can be understood. Number six, ask for feedback. This is so important so that you can get better class by class. And if you're not asking for feedback, you'll never know the things that you're doing that you could be doing differently. Just go up to your students one-on-one and ask them, how was that for you? Have you got any feedback for me so that I can improve for next class? And if you're teaching online, add a comment. If you're teaching on YouTube, just pin it to the top of the comment section and ask people, have you got any constructive criticism? And I'll tell you, people on the internet, they will give you their feedback because they feel much safer behind their keyboard. So you do have to prepare yourself for that. But if you can remove your emotional response and not get defensive about it and just look at it as an opportunity to improve, then you will. Number seven, critique yourself. This is such a powerful tool that you can use both for in-person and online classes. So to start off with in-person, you can either ask the studio, see if it's okay if you set up a camera and just say to them, look, I'm really looking to improve as a teacher and I want to know what my classes are like, but I can't take them myself and I need a way to record them. Or if they say, no, we don't want any recording, that's understandable. Just pay attention when you are teaching to any confused looking faces or any times when the sequence doesn't quite make sense or the things that you say seem to lead people the wrong way. Take that information on board and then try to improve on it for the next class. If you're teaching online, then great, because you can take those classes, make yourself notes and try to get out of your head when you are doing that class so that you can experience it like a student and really understand what it is that you can do to give them a better experience. Number eight, how to subtly check your notes. Now, a common worry for new yoga teachers is, what do I do if I forget the sequence? I don't want students to see me checking my notes. Then that's okay. Two poses you can use as opportunities just to compose yourself are downward facing dog and child's pose, because in both poses, the gaze is away from you. Take a quick glance at your phone or your notes, wherever you keep your class plan. Take a moment to compose yourself and then get back to teaching. Number 9, remember that it's not about you. A teacher once said this to me, and I didn't really understand what she meant in the moment until I started teaching online. And what I found is when I stopped teaching in a way that I thought was good and actually really took on board the criticism that other people were giving me and made it about other people, made the classes more inclusive, changed my language so that it was less yoga speak and more layman's terms. Those were the things that really improved my classes. So if you want to create classes that are student centered instead of you centered, then take this tip on board to make it more about them and less about you. Number 10, don't take it personally. This is such an important one to remember, mainly for your confidence, because sometimes students might feel a little distant in class or distracted, or maybe they even leave early and you might not know why. Don't assume it's got anything to do with you. It's probably due to something that's going on in their life. Also, you're not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. It does not mean that you are a bad teacher. When I first started, there were times when only my mum, my mum's friend, and my mum's friend's daughter would come to my classes, and I used to think, oh, it's because I'm a bad teacher. But it was just that I hadn't reached enough people yet, and I needed to not take it personally and just focus on the things that I needed to do to fill my classes to be a better teacher. So hopefully these tips help you. However, there are a few mistakes that you need to look out for and avoid making when you first start teaching. So check out this video next.